Okay, boys, I have nothing prepared for this video. However, I've just jumped off of a coaching call with one of my students in my coaching program. We basically teach you how to make money online. But this video is basically a conversation that I just had with somebody, and it really made him think of the entire problem solving situation completely differently. So I don't have anything written down, but I just coached this specifically for him, and I wanted to make a quick YouTube video about it because I hear this and I see this and I experience this so many times online with both my students, and I used to experience this myself when I was first starting out, where you just run into problems. And when I say you run into problems, there is an unlimited amount of different problems you can run into when it comes to running your business, right? Now, in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about the most common problem you're going to run into, and it doesn't matter whether you're running an OnlyFans management agency, a paid ads agency, a web design agency, or I don't know, window cleaning agency. It doesn't fucking matter, right? The most common problem you're going to run into is problems with people. Now, that's both whether staff members or your actual clients. Now, hopefully, if you're a good business owner, most of the time, the problems shouldn't be with your staff members, right? Because you should be able to know how to qualify them, how to onboard them, how to train them properly, and all that good shit, right? Now, the most common time where you have issues with people is the clients side of things, right? Now, nobody's perfect. Now, for me, I've been in online business and in business in general for probably now like 5-6 years, I want to say. And every single year I strive, every single week, every single month, I strive to improve myself and learn from the mistakes that I make, right? But nobody's ever perfect. You will still make mistakes, especially when you're new. When you're new, you're going to fuck up a lot, and that's the best way to learn, right? That's the only way to learn. But the fact that you're watching this video, and make sure you stay till the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how you can resolve any issue. It doesn't fucking matter what the specifics are within the problem. If you watch this entire video and you pay attention right till the end, you'll understand exactly how to maneuver your way through any sticky situation and make sure that you resolve it in a peaceful manner. Not only that, but then also retain the client, and also make sure the client's so happy he or she refers you to more and more clients. Anyway, let's get into it. So, in terms of specifically what is the problem and so on, like I said, it honestly doesn't matter, right? It can be 100 different variations. The point is, let's just say, use the example where you are providing a service. In this instance, let's use the whole OnlyFans management agency, because this is obviously the whole channel is about. If you don't know, by the way, we teach you how to run an OnlyFans management agency that makes you a lot of money online. If you want to know more about it, I'll link a YouTube video down below. Yeah, you can just check out a YouTube video. But anyway, so let's just say you're running an OnlyFans management agency and your client is unhappy for whatever reason, right? Cool. First of all, before I actually go into what I was about to actually say, is there's a lot of things you can do to avoid it. So make sure, first of all, you're working with the right people, you're onboarding your clients the right way. And third is the most important one, is you are setting expectations the right way. Making sure that when your client comes on board, he or she understands what's going to happen in the first day, the first week, the first month, and so on, right? Now, you don't have to ever guarantee things, but you should at least say, okay, on average, it takes us 1 day to sort out the vaults. And then on average, it takes us 1 day to categorize the subs based on the amount of spend they do, and whatever, however you want to do it. You want to at least give them some sort of a basic metric, or an average metric, I should say, on when they should be expecting you to actually do some extra work, like the chatting, marketing and promotion and blah, blah, right? Anyway, but let's just say you've done that, and now the client's unhappy, right? Cool. Pay close attention, my friend, because I've studied human psychology quite a lot in the last couple of years. I've read a lot of books like some fucking little geek. I've watched a lot of videos. I've listened to podcasts, and I've also just self-analyzed. That's the best one. Is when you self-analyze and you look at other people. But here's exactly what I've learned, the biggest piece of advice I can give, and I'm going to try and explain this one point, which seems kind of very simple, but I'm going to try and explain it to you in as many different ways as possible, so hopefully at least one of the different ways is going to stick with you and you're going to completely understand it, okay? So overall, whenever you are running a business and you're the vendor and you're providing a service and the client is unhappy, I'm sure you always hear, client's always right, client's always, always in the right, yeah? If you know this and you've heard this, why the fuck don't you actively use this in your business? Now, it's easier said than done, but I see this so many times that people come to me and they're like, oh, I'm having this issue. Maybe the client isn't replying, or maybe the client's unhappy, And I go, cool, what have you done? What haven't you done? Why haven't you done that? And why have you done that? Just self-analyze. And somewhere within there, you would have fucked up. You must take 100% accountability, because if you don't, and you tell yourself that the problem is on other people, etc., how are you ever going to learn? How will you ever learn from your mistakes? So first things first is take full accountability. And yes, the client is always right. So what do I mean by that? How can you resolve an issue by just that? Well, let me give you the real life example, right? So let's just say you're running your business and your client is unhappy for whatever reason, yeah? Instead of doing this, which is what most of you guys do, whatever the problem is, right? Your client says, I'm unhappy about X thing. This is what you shouldn't do. What most of you do this is you reply with, oh, it's because of this, and you haven't done that, and you haven't replied in 2 days, and you haven't created content here, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? It's the wrong way to do it. Like, imagine this is the problem, and this is the client, this is you. You guys are just bashing your heads. It's not going to fucking get anywhere, right? So the last thing you want to do, you guys are both on the same team, especially in an OnlyFans management agency. You guys are literally going 50-50. You do half the work, the client does half the work. You guys are a team, okay? I know this might seem like common sense, but please just pay attention. I'm going to try and explain this in as many different ways. So instead of trying to always say, but this, but that, da-da-da-da, right? Even if the client might be in the wrong for whatever reason, maybe the client genuinely hasn't created the content, maybe he or she hasn't replied to you in a day or two, maybe there is a bunch of customs that you've sold and the client hasn't actually made them. Even if that is the case, you want to relax, take your fucking emotions and your ego aside, right? Because that doesn't help anything in business. And you want to agree with the prospect, or the client, sorry, right? You say, cool, look, I see you are frustrated about this. I understand, I hear you. I understand, I hear you, right? Let's see how we can fix this, right? The way you want to look at this from like if you want to visually imagine it, right? It's you here, the client here, and the client's like, oh my God, this fucking thing is so bad. It's going so wrong. Instead of you like bashing each other's heads, right? You just step on the same side as the client. Sorry, I'm getting fucking phone calls and messages. You step on the same side as the client, and you guys are looking at the problem from the same angle now. Does that make sense? You guys are both in the same team looking together at the problem like that. Rather than, no, this is the problem. No, you're the problem. No, you're both on the same team. Look, I understand you, I hear you, Okay, I see this is definitely like frustrating. I can imagine how and why you'd be pissed off about this. Let's see what we could do. Boom, actually, we could try this. We could do that. We're going to do this. I'm going to implement this. Actually, tomorrow I'm getting this set up. Boom, boom, boom. That's the first thing. The first thing is to make sure that you guys are both on the same team, right? So making sure that you're not basically trying to argue with the client. You guys are on the same team. You're agreeing with them, then you're looking at the problem together at the same time, right? That's the first thing. The second piece of practical advice that I can give you guys is to jump on a call. Most things are just read wrong. Like most of the time when people argue online, or there's like fallouts, or your client leaves or whatever, etc., maybe, I mean, there's no like fucking mathematical statistic, but this is coming out of my head, so this has to be true. I'd probably go as far as saying 90, maybe 95% of the times when you and your client part ways can be resolved due to communication. Simple as that. If you guys just communicated the right way and as frequently as you need to, all of a sudden there might not be that issue in the first place, and the client maybe wouldn't have left. Does that make sense? I'm saying that like you'd respond. But yeah, this is how I do the coaching calls, right? So I speak to you, I answer your question, and then I say, does that make sense? You say yes, we move on. If no, then cool, you could ask me a question. If you want to speak to me on a phone call just like this, and you can ask me whatever question you'd want, you can access me in my coaching program. Anyway, if you want to learn more about OnlyFans management, it's by far one of the best business models in 2024. There is nothing else like it out there right now. I have an entire YouTube video. I don't want your email. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to opt in. Just there's a link in description. There's an entire long-ass YouTube video that'll explain exactly, first of all, what is OFM, why right now is by far the most lucrative time to jump into it, how does it actually work, and actually go into the practicals of how you can get your first client. Not only that, I give you a little bonus extra section on that YouTube video for free on how to actually market the client and make money. All of that is in the YouTube video. We have numerous student results on the YouTube video. You can check that out. First link in description. I think it'll be the only link in description. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like on this video, and also comment down below. What other questions should I just go like this and just answer? Because there's a lot of questions that I constantly get asked all the time, and I feel like if I was to create a YouTube video, it would answer all of them in one go. Cool. Thank you so much. I'll see you next one.